for you.
Hello guys, welcome again to the live stream. So okay, let's start with Bitcoin and 1-day chart. As you can see here, well, actually, well, you see the title, right? I correct because Bitcoin. Let me show you here, right? Always it's gonna be like this, and every time when I see Bitcoin or any asset testing the MA55, following my rules, of course, the projection is gonna be to the downside, right? So the only reason why, I mean, if you are going to have a regular, for example, right, this one is because actually the breakout is real. So I cannot complain about this because, well, as you can see here, since 2022, every time Bitcoin actually is doing the same thing, right? It was doing here, 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 and also, well, not perfect here, but here, also here, and so on. I think you got the point, right? So I cannot complain here because in the long term, I mean, the long run, I mean, trading, it was very good actually, yeah. So well, but there is no perfect system. So as you can see here, Bitcoin, my speculation was to the downside here, but as I said, well, if this is real, if this is going to be a breakout, because we have a weekly chart, we have a bullish divergence. Actually, I said this I think 2 weeks ago. Well, that means you will see this bullish divergence potentially. I mean, the projection should be around the MA21, around 19-20k. So now what happened? Well, I got to stop it at $17,900 around there, and let me show you after that what happened, right? So Bitcoin, this is the breakout. When you see reversals in 1-day chart, remember, don't mix the time frames. In 1-day chart, this is a reversal. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, in 1-day chart, if you are bullish, yeah, of course you have to wait for the pullback, right? Because here, as you can see here, I know you watch my videos, but here is the major resistance for Bitcoin around $20,000, 20k around there. That is the area I will start looking for potential major pullback, maybe next week. The reason why I'm looking for this, well, as you can see here, is very simple, right? We have the area of supply or sorry, this is the resistance, all this area, right? And here now you have your basement. Now, for me, even with this bounce is not significant, I mean macro scale, right? I have to see a close about $20,000, $21,000. If I see the close of Bitcoin here about this area, yes, from here you will see 24K, and there is a very good chance, yeah, the bottom is in, and you will see around 27, 28. I mean, very fast. I mean, I'm talking about maybe not the next 2-3 months. It's possible? Yes, of course it's possible. Why? The reason is because, let me show you. In weekly chart here, we still have, I mean, you are thinking you are missing something right now. No, actually no, for Bitcoin, right? The Bollinger variance is still there, and I think we have at least other 2 months. I would say yes, other month, I think, for this Bollinger variance, where the maximum level should be 21, around there. Usually, as I said before, when in a very strong downtrend, because Bitcoin is in downtrend, okay? Bitcoin is in downtrend, the MA21 is going to act as resistance, okay? So, $19,000, 320K around there, okay? Any rejection from there, I mean, any close, below $18,000, I would say, any close below $18,000, you will see a full reaction, other test to maybe $16,000, 17, and only if the Bollinger variance is still present in weekly chart is gonna be a buy. Okay, so if you are missing something, you think, okay, here, no thank you, it's not with me, right? No thanks. Well, actually, I am in a spot here. I bought a 16,400 and some other coins. So, but this area is not for me. Actually, for me, this is the area. It depends, right, on your goals. But this is the area around 19, 20K where actually I'm looking for a major pullback. So, following the rules of my system of trading, well, let me show you. When you see this area of supply here, yeah, in some point next week, I think you will see a pullback, yes, and this pullback, something like this, right? Now we have the major bounce here, and after that, a pullback here, the MA55, MA21 should be around there, something like this, right? Between $17,000, something like that on there, and from there, continuation, okay? So, that is in 1-day chart, okay? In 1-day chart, but don't get me wrong, Bitcoin is still in downtrend, okay? The only way to see Bitcoin bullish in the long term, I'm talking about macro time frames, is if I see a close above, as I said before, $21,000. Bitcoin must close above this area. Weekly basis is better, and if we see this high taken, well, you will see something like 2019, yeah, when Bitcoin was from $4,000 to 14K, and after that a major crash. It's gonna be the same. The reason is because the trend is my friend, and the trend is still to the downside. Okay, this is like it's the thing. Okay, I know now you're in FOMO to the moon, right? So the thing here is like the major. I mean, the maximum target for Bitcoin at this bounce could be around 24, 25, where is MA55, and if you see this, don't ask me to buy, okay? Because here, no thank you, okay? If we see this bounce. Now, probability is yes, of course. We have a potential, we have this Bollinger variance, ADX negative here, and also we have a 5-day chart here. As you can see here, we have Bollinger variance here, the confirmation from this point and this point. So, in a spot, I am in profit. In futures, I got to stop it. Honestly, I have to be very honest, and the reason is because I always, when there's an MA55, I am looking for rejection. And if I say I have to be honest with that, I was trying to anticipate the move. Yeah, as usual. Yeah, you know, here. I was around 17,200, and Bitcoin bounced here, and I got to stop it here, exactly here. Okay, so let me show you here the weekly chart. The weekly chart is, we have a Bollinger variance here, yes, and also be careful with this, because if we have, I want to see something else. If I see Bitcoin breaking the previous high in October 2022 in OBB, I will tell you something. I mean, for me, it's going to be very, very bullish. And if we see a pullback here, for example, something like this, right? We see a pullback, yeah. As long as the Bollinger variance is still present and potentially a monthly buy signal, Bitcoin will have a very good chance to see. We'll see a nice rally in the Q1, as I said, like in last year, and where the maximum should be around 26, 27 maximum TDK, and after that, I don't know. I don't know. We need to see. Okay. Now, invalidations is very simple, but actually, right now for me, Bitcoin is quite. It's actually easy to trade right now. The reason is simple. Let me show you here. We have here major resistance, as I said before, 19, 20K, maximum level 21. Honestly, I don't think so. I don't see Bitcoin at 21. I am looking for a major pullback in this area. I am not saying short. Of course, if you want a short, you have to be very careful here because now ADX is positively on the chart. Volatility is expanding, so that means this move is real. OBB, when the chart is above the zero line here, so at least in when the chart, no shorts. If you are gonna short, it's because you know what you're doing. Okay, even myself. I mean, I got wrecked, and seriously, heavily. Actually, I took it's almost the same loss, the size as 2022. So, and last year my biggest loss was around 5K. I think I recovered that loss in 1 month. This one was around 4. So I'm gonna recover this one, of course. Yes. Actually, I already did it in a spot, but the thing here is like I wanna recover this one in futures. So the thing here is like if you are looking for shorts, I think that is not smart right now. At least not today, not this weekend. You will have to wait to see the sell signal here, and also you will have to wait for confirmation here. For confirmation, how? Well, I think the best thing to do right now here, if you are holding here, and you are thinking, okay, when or how I can sell, it depends on your goals, right? But if you're looking for one day chart between $19,000 to $20,000, 21 maximum, there is the area I will start looking for selling. I mean, very close actually right now. So the thing here is like it says, we will see something like this next week, potentially a pullback, just a pullback. So where the target should be something like this, right? Something like this, a pullback here, and after that here, if everything is okay, I think so. You will see continuation. Okay, continuation where maybe in a second try you will see maybe $21,000. Remember, the pivot right now is $21,000. As long as Bitcoin is below here, this is just a bounce, macro bounce, of course, but it's still a bounce. Okay, so key levels: any close below $18,000 for any reason. I imagine, right? Bitcoin close below $18,000 below there. I think I can tell you this is gonna be just utter bearish bounce, and Bitcoin will retrace all the way down to $16,000 and maybe potentially a break. So that's why be careful with this. You're thinking to buy right now, I would say yes, maybe, but I mean, after the pullback. Okay, now let's continue the monthly, because the monthly, this bounce is gonna trigger something very interesting here. As you can see here, Bitcoin is bouncing from the exponential moving average 100 in the monthly. So technically speaking, there is no volume. Fair enough, but actually it's reacting very good. I had to be very honest. It's something I wasn't expecting, because usually when I see this, I want to see confluence with volume. As you can see, there is no volume here in macro time frames. As you can see here, there is no volume. So in the monthly, looks like Bitcoin, yes, of course, the target should be around 20K, yeah. But remember, if Bitcoin closed this month in January, something like this, right? Not at the same level, even below, around here, something like this, right? Below, is gonna be bearish. Okay, so you have to see Bitcoin not just closing around 20K. You have to see Bitcoin closing above, like for example 21, 20, even 22. If you see something like this, it's gonna be very bullish, because that means this is gonna be it was just a massive bear trap, and after that you will see continuation to the upside. Now the biggest thing here right now for me is the monthly is coming, well, 2 weeks left, so the key level for me is 20K. Now one thing here, like I want to show you here, is like it's going to be a massive resistance. I think it's going to be the exponential moving average 200. Let me show you here the exponential moving average 200. Yes. And this one, why? Because it was broken actually last year. Let me show you here. This one is coming here, as you can see here. Before, it was a massive support for many years in 2018. in 2018 and 2015, as you can see here. It was a very good support here, not perfect, but it was very good support. And as you can see here, is the this moving average is around $25,000. Okay, so if Bitcoin breaks $20,000, I am looking for other leg up around 25, 24, and from there a major pullback. And after that, well, we will have to see again the charts. Now, for me, in weekly chart, let me show you here. The weekly chart is testing actually the MA21. If this is a fake out, I mean macro bounce, just macro bounce, Bitcoin, there is a very good chance to get rejected here. Actually, I am thinking first of all, yes, it's gonna be rejected here around 19-20k, maybe next week. It will be very nice, very bullish actually if we see the close this week above 20k, because that means there is a very good chance to see continuation next week. But if you see this weekly chart closing around this area, there is a very good chance you will see on the chart pullback, a major pullback. And well, the trend, my friend, even if Bitcoin in one the chart is looking bullish, as long as Bitcoin is not closing about 20k, I cannot be like super bullish looking for micro reversals. Of course not. Actually, this is not a reversal, just it's a macro bounce where the maximum target should be the MA21. It's the first level. On the second one is the MA55, and after that, always is gonna be like this continuation to the downside. Okay, so let's continue now in the 12-hour chart, because now let's talk about now what we can expect in this weekend, yeah, because weekend is coming here. So as you can see here, well, yeah, of course, this is the area for selling, not for buying here. All this area here around $20,000 for me is selling, but fair enough, we don't have very divergence, we don't have nothing. ADX is positive here, very strong actually, very strong. The problem with this, when I see this kind of things in curve, is they are not healthy. Okay, so this bounce for me like is not healthy. I would like to see a pullback, you know what I said before. So that's why be careful here, because if you are very bullish here, it's not very good idea right now to start thinking Bitcoin will go to 30k or 40k. Now let me show you the 4-hour chart, what we can expect in the short term. Here in OBB is very obvious. Here we have a very divergence here from this point at this point, as you can see here. But as long as it's above the MA55, it's still healthy. It's still healthy. And fair enough, in 4-hour chart, we don't have even better divergence. So if you are thinking to short, this is not the moment to short. There is no short and there is no buy signal, nothing. Just, I mean, you already are in long, just take profits or protect your under, whatever. But you're looking for shorts, I think it's not smart right now. Usually when I short, listen what I'm gonna say, because I broke my own rules yesterday. When I entered in short the first time is because I saw the better divergence here, 1, 2, 3 strikes, and after that I got rekt here. So the thing here is like, usually when I enter in short, at least I want to see 4-hour chart doing something like this, right? Something like this, better divergence here, and after that, yes, potentially here in some point in the future, potentially I will open shorts, but not now. It's not smart for me entering short right now, not long, of course. The only way to trade this for me right now is, actually there is no trade, just waiting, okay? Now let's continue with the USD dominance, because it's very interesting here. It's very interesting what it's doing right now here, because broke the MA55 here, and the target should be the weekly chart. This move is about just to start. This move is about to start. I can tell you right now here with this confirmation here, in ADX negative here, better divergence here, we have the same setup like Bitcoin 2 years ago. So the target should be the MA55 here, around here, between 6.50, around here. So that means, yes, if you see a pullback for Bitcoin, it's gonna be a buy. So something like this, I'm looking for 6%, something like that. So that means February and March potentially they will be green. The question is if Bitcoin will break key levels. Remember something. This is an uptrend, okay? This is an uptrend, But if we see this pullback, it's gonna trigger a major signal, and if we see the signal, I'm gonna be very bullish for Bitcoin in the long term, because we will see a potential sell signal soon in monthly. So that means maybe February. So if we see this, the target should be the mid-21 around 5.70. So what I'm trying to say, well, Bitcoin is getting ready for a major bounce, and also the altcoins as well. But remember, we are not in a bull market, not like 2020. We could see something like this. Something like this is I am looking for right now. Something like this, like you see 2, 3, 4 months bouncing here, and after that you will see a pullback, and after that, if the halving comes, you will see a major bounce. Now, for me, I am very happy to see Bitcoin is bouncing here, because as I said before in January, sorry, in my last stream, if you see Bitcoin closing below $16,000, $17,000 actually, the monthly, for example, you see January, something happened, right? But you see Bitcoin closing below 17K this month, you will see continuation and 10,000. But honestly, based on the probabilities, I don't think that is going to happen. Let me say that again. There is no bearish divergence in 1-day chart. There is no bearish divergence in 12-hour chart. There is no bearish divergence in 4-hour chart. There is no bearish divergence in just 1 hour, I think. So you are thinking, oh yeah, 1 hour chart short. Actually, for me, it's an opportunity to buy or enter in long position. So here for me, because I mean, what I said right now is like, if we see something like pullback here, you will see a continuation, and in some point, Bitcoin around $21,000 around there is gonna build some better divergence. So it will take time. If you want to short, hey, please, we started shorting in Bitcoin in 2021, so I think now it's time for longs. I am looking for longs right now, because as I said before, I have to follow as much as I can, right? Because yesterday I broke some rules, and well, I have to pay the price. So here, no thank you here, not with me. Yeah, not with me. And I will wait for the pullback in some point following the MA55 here. And one thing here, the basement now, the range is very simple. Now it's between 19K, 20K, and the lowest point should be 17K. Remember, what is the monthly? Here, if this area breaks here, 17K, 10K will be the next target. So Bitcoin cannot break 17K. So I know for you now it's looking very strong, but remember, it's just $2,000 difference, okay? So it's not like a big, a lot. I don't think so. Okay, so let's continue, because we are gonna have let me show you, sorry. Bitcoin dominance here. Yes, the Bitcoin dominance here, as you can see here in 1-day chart, is increasing. We have a buy signal here, so that means, well, Bitcoin is bullish right now here. Yes, still is bullish, and this asset looks like, as you can see here, it's about to test the 42. Any close about the 42%. With actually, this one is a major bullish divergence is forming here. Actually, from this point and this point, this accumulation actually. Maybe you will see around 45% maybe this year, the top of the range around here, and maybe from there, well, I don't know. Now let's talk about well, now as I said before, Bitcoin is looking good. Yes. It's bullish in 1-day chart. Yes. Weekly chart, no. I mean, it's still in downtrend. Okay, it's still in downtrend, as you can see here. This is a downtrend. Of course, following my technical analysis, right? My rules of trading. And usually in a very strong market, you will see the mid-21 acting as resistance, okay? So careful here, because I know maybe you're in FOMO. It's just be smart, okay? Okay, so let's continue with the stock market. The stock market for me is still a sell. I know, but it's very hard for you to say, no, but the interest rate, whatever. No, this is a sell. The question is when, because the volatility is very low. This is like this. I cannot change my technical analysis. This is like this because this asset is, instead of bouncing like Bitcoin, for example, it's just in sideways. You will see a sell signal here, and if only, I know Bitcoin is looking bullish, yes, but if this asset, the stock market, fires a sell signal, for example, in February, yeah, I would like to know what is going to happen to Bitcoin. Yeah, because now the range for Bitcoin is very obvious right now. Now we have a very obvious setup right now in macro time frames for Bitcoin where $17,000 is the basement around this area. Yeah, $17,000 is $17,000 and $16,600 is the basement, and the top of the range should be around 1920K. So let me just be clear with this. If you are bullish for Bitcoin, you don't want to see Bitcoin breaking 17K. And even better, you don't want to see Bitcoin testing 17K again. So this is the level Bitcoin must hold, thinking the stock market will drop because the stock market, the SP500 is not looking bullish. I mean, for me, it's a sell. And also the top of the range is around here, around 19K and 20K, and that's it. Okay, so something like this happened, I think, let me remember, I think when Bitcoin was at $48,000, and we have a very good example when Bitcoin was bullish. Yes, and I said here, exactly here, yes, at 48. For example, here we have this one-day chart, right? Bitcoin broke the MA55, then 100, and after a massive move here, and after that, what happened? Well, Bitcoin was testing the volume profile here, the top of the volume profile around 47,048, where actually in the weekly chart you see this area is where is the MA55. As you can see here, the MA55. Okay, so after that, what happened? I said in my last, I cannot be bearish here because following the rules of my system of trading, this should be a pullback, right? Pullback here, and after that continuation, right? That was in one-day chart. Please don't mix time frames. After I saw Bitcoin breaking MA55 here, of course, I knew higher time frames weekly chart will play, but we will see the continuation, and after what happened. So I am showing this because I know now the feeling is like, oh my God, bullish to the moon. Now here, Bitcoin is around here. You will see the pullback. Yes, the pullback here. And the question is, if the MA55 here around this area, it could be $17,000, a little bit lower here. Well, this area must hold. Must hold, and after that, continuation to the upside. Okay. Now, let me show you here the 3-month chart because it's very interesting here. What I see here looks like, for example, Bitcoin broke the MA21 here for 6 months, closing there. So if you are bullish for, I will be bullish, very bullish for Bitcoin if I see a close in the 3-month chart. That means in April, if we see Bitcoin about $20,000, 22, yeah, in April, I will be very bullish actually. Looking for this one is good. It could be a basement here, and you will see a major bounce where 35, 30K should be the resistance, and after that potentially something like this. Okay, and that is gonna be good actually. That is gonna be good. Okay, so let's continue. I'm gonna continue with the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, what happened with the Nasdaq? I know the news right now is everything is okay, everything is correct right now, everything is gonna be fixed. I know you are thinking now the bull market is here again, and it's classic, right? It's classic, I know, but it's hard for me even to say this because I said it many times. Here, the Nasdaq here, we still have time, maybe out a couple months here, right? But it's very far away from the MA55. So you see a bounce here, it's just gonna be a sell, okay? If you are bullish on this, you have to see the Nasdaq or the SP500 breaking like Bitcoin. So if I show you again, the SP500 here, the SP500, let me show you here, yeah. If you are bullish here, because the bottom is in and new highs, whatever, you have to see something, a breakout, something like this, breaking 4,200 and closing about there. You see the close about here. Yes, I agree with you, and potentially you will see other like continuation like this. But with this setup, for me, it's very, very, very hard to be bullish in this chart. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Let me see. No questions. So okay. So let me continue with some other coins. Ethereum. My trade was 1,400. Now it's there. Perfect. Now buy all in. Of course not. That is the thing. It's looking good, yes, but when you see this kind of bounces here without any correction, Even it's above the MA55, okay, yes, but you will see potentially maybe 1,600, maybe if Bitcoin reach around, hits around maybe 20K. Yes, but after that you will see a pullback here, and the question is if this area holds around 1,200, 1,400, it should be to the upside, right? So let me show you the weekly chart here. For Ethereum, we don't have a bullish divergence for Ethereum, as you can see here. We don't have a bullish divergence. Now for you, it's looking strong. I don't think so, because we don't have bullish divergence. Bitcoin has bullish divergence. That's why it's supporting the price. So, well, I posted in the investing channel, I mean, private channel, I think 1 month ago, said technically speaking, it should be to the upside in a spot, of course, for me, right? But for example, Ethereum doesn't have a bullish divergence. So what I'm trying to say here, like even if we see a bounce here, it's not gonna be a strong, very, very strong. And actually for me, this, if we see 1,600 is where is the MA55 here. And after that, continuation to the downside. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for the stock market and Bitcoin and altcoins. Now, careful for all your altcoins, because most all of them, they are testing the MA55 or key levels. And let me show you, for example, one of them is DOT. DOT in the long term is looking very bullish, yes. But in one day chart, as you can see here, this is not healthy, right? You see, it's about the MA55 here, yeah, to the moon. You will see a sell signal potentially, many altcoins, something like this, and you will see a pullback. And only if the bullish divergence and the buy signal is still present in weekly chart, this should be a buy. Okay, this should be a buy. Okay, if Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin or any asset, for example, DOT here, right, it breaks $4, you will see continuation. But honestly, I don't think so. I think with the current setup of Bitcoin right now in the weekly chart, this bounce, the pullback you will see here, we will see in one day chart a pullback here. It should be buy at least for the next 2 months. So something like this. Remember, this is gonna happen in the next 2 weeks. This is not like it's gonna happen tomorrow. It will take time. If you wanna trade Bitcoin, the only way to do it right now is when you have a setup here, is in 4 hour chart, for example. And after that, when you see the sell signal here, the target should be the MA21. But remember, in a very, very strong, markets, in uptrend, and when they are in uptrend downtrend, every pullback is very fast. I mean, even actually you don't have time. You see the price crashing, and after that suddenly is pumping. Something like this. Let me show you in 1 hour chart what happened here. For example, this one. You see, here, dropped here, yes, and very fast. Next hour, drop here. And after a couple hours, what happened? Massive bounce, you see? So now we have a better divergence in 1 hour chart, but when you see the seller line testing here, potentially you will see a buy signal here in 1 hour chart, and potentially with this buy signal here, something like this, potentially you will see Bitcoin 19,500 or 20K, and after that, Bitcoin will build some better divergence or something here. But even with that, as I said before, I am not buying here. Yeah, of course not, because in my case, at least I am at $16,000, 400, 500, around there. I am in a spot, right? In a spot. Okay, guys, I think that's it. That's it for this live stream. I don't see questions, nothing. Okay, so it's totally fine. So, recap for Bitcoin in 4 hour chart. All the time frames, there is no bearish divergence, there is no sell signal, not yet. We will see maybe this weekend. So target for Bitcoin, maximum target for me is actually 20K. As long as Bitcoin is closing candles below 20K, I am not bullish. In weekly chart, of course, in macro time frames, looking for reversals. Okay, so in 1 day chart, as I said before, you potentially will see sideways here, and after that maybe a sell signal here, and after that pullback. And this pullback potentially could be a very nice opportunity to enter again. Okay, so don't rush, and learn from my mistakes, because I am a human as well, right? So the next 10 minutes I'm gonna explain what happened with my trade and why my trade went wrong. Okay, so let me show you here why I opened a short here at $16,500 here is because first of all here Bitcoin was testing the MA55 here, the MA55, and always is gonna be my target. Okay, that's it. Now I opened here a short position looking for looking for what? A pullback here. Now, what was my mistake? My mistake is simple. First of all, here is, if I show you here with here, yeah, technically speaking, or formally speaking, actually, there is no sell signal here in 1 day chart. There is no sell signal. So let me show you here in 4-hour chart here. The volume is healthy. There is no bearish divergence here. Actually, it was a bearish divergence. That's why I opened other here. Here I opened the short here in this area, yeah, and looking for this bearish divergence from this point. 3 strikes here, as you can see here, 3 strikes, and that's why I opened the short, because technically speaking, the trade was correct. But after I saw this breakout here, my mistake was ignoring the ADX. The ADX was super positive here, and also the 12-hour chart. As you can see here, at this point, it was the ADX was turning positive here. So technically speaking, the execution, my trade was correct in 4-hour chart, but I ignore the signals here, because if you see here carefully here, there is no sell signal in 12-hour chart, there is no sell signal in 4-hour chart, and also 1 day chart was not a sell signal here. Technically speaking, many times that worked very good for me. Every time when it's testing 55, I like to enter in short, anticipating the move to the downside, and many times actually it's working very good. For example, here to the downside, right? And here, of course, I got red here. I remember here in September, I lost 1 trade here. But in general, actually, as you can see here, to the downside, you see? So in general, actually, the results are not bad when you are following this. Well, let me fix this. 1 moment. Okay. But the problem when you want to anticipate the moves is like officially you don't have a sell signal or buy signal, whatever you want to do. So the risk of losing the trade are higher. I mean, the risk is higher, okay? It's higher when you do this. Now, formally speaking, what we have to do right now, I mean, for example, right? If I want to trade right now, at this moment, Bitcoin, I can open a short position here, maybe, but the reason is why. Technically speaking, there is no reason. Is Bitcoin is about 23 level here. ADX, formally speaking, is trending to the upside. Yes. 12-hour chart, as you can see here, is very healthy. There is no bearish divergence here, and also ADX is strong. That's why it's not crashing here. And also 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart, the ADX is still positive here, and there is no bearish divergence. So the question is why. If you are thinking to short right now, the question is why. So I explained this. I mean, why my mistake because I am a trader, right? I lost sometimes. Now I show you, yeah. Every time when I lost a trade, always I like to study, and I try to avoid my mistakes. Okay, so it's the same. It's like an exercise to sell improvement. Okay, so now here I know. One thing here is you have to control your emotions, okay? Because here is like, oh my God, Bitcoin is bouncing here, the bottom is in, and to the moon. Technically speaking, no. This is just a bounce here. It's still a bounce, yeah, because the key level to see a bull market again, like 2019, is like we have to see a bounce here, breaking here. You see this one. Breaking all this area, 24K, testing this area as a major support here, and here after that, maybe in some point this year, yes, to the moon you want to 1 million. Do you understand? So it will take time, and honestly, because I know the weekly chart is still to the downside, well, I am just defensive, okay? Now, keep in mind this, like in the higher time from 6-month chart, for example, here, Bitcoin closed as reversal, as you can see here. So, maximum, it could be 20K, as you can see here. The body of the candle is here, the body candle, and the next level should be around 24. Same levels as I said before in 1 day chart, okay? So so be careful here. So because you are thinking here to the moon, well, Bitcoin has a lot of work to do. Maybe the best scenario is sideways, in macro time frames, of course. Okay, James, thank you. No, thank you for staying here in the for joining actually in the live stream. Curve has been above zero line for 12 days in 4-hour chart. Let me show you. Let me see. Yes, you're right. But 4-hour chart here, a 4-hour chart for me is not like I will not just buy and hold 10 days or 1 or 2 weeks just because 4-hour chart is looking bullish. Of course not. Because for example, right now here, this is looking bullish, yes, yeah. But if I show you 1-day chart, just yesterday, finally, Bitcoin is above the zero line here. So technically speaking, in 1-day chart is bullish, yes, here, as you can see here. So now the question is if we see this, then because we will see a pullback, we will see a pullback, we will see this pullback. The question is if the zero line will hold. If we see Bitcoin breaking this one, the good news, it will take months. Maybe from this, actually this one, it will take maybe 1 month or 2. Okay, so so that's why Bitcoin has a very good chance to maybe pump a little bit more. Yes, but as you can see here, we have this. When you see this test in some point, we will know if Bitcoin is still bullish or not. Let me show you one example here. For example, this one here, where when Bitcoin, for example, here in 2021, here, after Bitcoin broke the zero line here, as you can see here, is this one. Yeah, the break. It's a breakout here. Yeah, we have a pullback, and we will see this pullback maybe next week. And after that, what happened? The volume was healthy, yes, and Bitcoin was keep pumping, you see, for maybe other month, other August, September, other month here. And after that, what happened? We saw some better divergence here, and usually the first breakout is when you see the heel of the curve and OBB very big like this, right? Parabolic. And after that, it's gonna start decreasing, and the price will keep just pumping. So that's why for me this breakout is real. And I mean, for me, right, there is no short setup right now here. Maybe in couple, macro shorts, maybe yes, maybe a couple months. But the thing here is like, you are thinking to short Bitcoin right now or maybe next week, I think it's not a good idea because of this. So it's a real breakout here. So you want to break out, you want to short, you will have to wait for something like this, right? Better variance in 1-day chart at least. And after that, the target should be the MA55 always, at least in my case. And not because of that means it's over. Of course not. As you can see here, testing the zero line here, as you can see here, and after that, other bounce. Yeah, you see? So that's why all of this move was around 3 months of price action. So if we are going to see something like this here in January, so this move started here. This is the breakout move. So the breakout move, we will see the pullback here, and from here potentially we could see something like this, right? Something like this, and this one from this point and this point potentially, in theory, right? Because this is not a technical analysis, I am teaching right now. Potentially you will see some better divergence building here in the process. Okay, in the process it will take months. Okay, so keep in mind here, like I am not looking, right now I am not shorting, I am not in long, I am nothing. I have a mission, I have to recover my loss actually. Yes, I will do it eventually. Always I do it. I think that's it, guys, for today. That's it. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. I am posting other type of videos. As I said before, I want to improve this channel, so if you have a feedback, please let me know in the comments or on Discord. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you in the next live stream.